Oh, hey. Tradition is available. Ooh, yes. Galactic Ambition. Starbase upkeep minus 20%. And that gives us our first Ascension perk. Alright, what do we have? Interstellar Domain. Oh, hey, look. Oh, Technological Ascendancy plus 10% to all research. So that's absolutely what I'm taking. Right now, all of these are terrible. Like, Shared Destiny, Subject Integration Influence Cost minus 50%, Subject... This is only good if I have subjects, which I don't, and probably won't. I'm not conquering anybody to have them serve us. I'm totally integrating them already. Transcendent Learning, plus 2 leadership cap, plus 50% leadership experience gain. That is totally useless. Plus 2 edict capacity. Okay, sorta. Imperial Prerogative, plus 20% to administrative capacity. No. Mastery of Nature, plus minus 33% clear blocker cost. Nope. And Mastery of Nature, which gives you like some extra stuff. It's okay. It's a decision that permanently increases the maximum number of districts on a planet by 2. And it can only be done once per planet. I mean, that's decent, but not that good. It's not worth an entire Ascension perk. One Vision. Increases unity, reduces amenity usage, growing ethics, attraction, plus 50%. I mean, that's decent. It's okay. Interstellar Domain, minus 20% influence cost to star bases, and minus 20% claim influence cost. I mean, okay, that's fine. But honestly, this is the only one that is worth it at all. Plus 10% research speed. Rare technologies now appear 1.5 times the normal rate. This effect would change 1% chance into a 1.5% chance. So, I mean, the rare technologies gain is whatever, but plus 10% research speed. That is good. And I will save the rest of these Ascension perks. Once I start unlocking more Ascension perks, don't feel pressured to purchase additional Ascension perks. Figure out which ones you actually want, and if it says you need this to buy this Ascension perk, work towards that. When you start looking at some of these other Ascension perks, it's like, okay, Nihilistic Acquisition. This steals other pops instead of bombarding them into the Stone Age. Completely not useful for this playthrough. Colossus Project. I do not need a Death Star. Planet killers are totally not my thing. Engineered Evolution is cool, but this is where you start to get into Ascension perks, and I may or may not take this. Evolutionary Magistry. So there are 3 main Ascension paths. There is the engineering, there is the biological Ascension perk, where you basically mess with your DNA strands until you become perfect. I've never done it. It doesn't really interest me that much. There is the Flesh is Weak and Synthetic Evolution, where basically you are going to make your species into robots. I've done this once. I was not impressed with it. Most playthroughs on the internet are all about all about becoming robots, and I'm just like, why? I don't see the perks of it. This is my favorite. Mind over Matter and Transcendence. This is the psychic path. First, I have to research psionic theory, and it's random. I'm not going to lie to you. If I was a spiritualist empire, then it's absolutely guaranteed you will find this is your path. Because I don't have that, it's possible I may never get psionic theory. If I get it, I'm taking it immediately. It is my favorite path in the game, and then I'll teach you some things about it. As far as I'm concerned, this is the #1 path for me. A lot of people like Synthetic Evolution. They will absolutely fight me on this. You know what? I'm fine. I will still kick your ass with psionic abilities. So this is the big one that I'm going for. So I always save an Ascension perk for it so I can get it immediately. Yeah, these two. So that's my first 3 Ascension perks. Better Science, Mind over Matter, and Transcendence. Now we look at the other ones. World Shaper. Minus 25% terraforming cost allows us to terraform worlds into Gaia planets. Well, okay. If I was not on the Baul path, I would absolutely jump on this. But I don't need it, because I'm going to get a special item that allows me to turn whatever world I want into a Gaia world, so World Shaper is not necessary. Now, some of these other ones. Galactic Force Projection. Plus 80 to naval capacity, plus 20 to fleet command limits. This is pretty good. For later on in the game, when you're dominating and destroying a lot of stuff, extra naval capacity like this is actually pretty useful. Because if you go over your naval capacity, your whole fleet costs a ton. So unless you have, towards the end of the game when you have a runaway economy, this is less necessary. But until then, this is pretty good. Defender of the Galaxy. Damage to the endgame crisis is plus 50%. I tend to save one... My last Ascension perk is probably going to be Defender of the Galaxy. It's just a good idea, but it also depends on how much power I'm getting. Eternal Vigilance. Star bases and defense platforms gain stuff. It's totally useless. Never do that. Void Born. This is what you do when you want to grow tall. You get habitats. With habitats, you get the Voidborn perk. The Voidborn Ascension perk gives me a plus 20% to habitability. Habitats allow empires to have 2 additional build slots, which is really nice. And and you get some other little perks with it. It's good stuff. If you're going to start using habitats, get Voidborn. Master Builders. Once I get megastructures, I am going to want Master Builders. This is what gives me the ability to have ring worlds and matter decompressor. That is super important, especially for late game. Galactic Wonders. I'm going to need this. This is what actually gives me ring world, matter decompressor, and Dyson Sphere. Those are like the big 3. Dyson Sphere is probably the least one that gives you all the energy. I'm going to have so much energy by end game, I'm not going to need Dyson Spheres. Ring worlds are extremely cool. I'm definitely going to want a couple. But matter decompressor, that is the ultimate. Matter decompressor, it comes in 4 flavors. The lowest one gives you plus 500 minerals a tick, and then 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. Plus 2,000 minerals a tick is what you're going to need to keep your big bad burly fleet flying, because it's going to cost you all the money you will ever make. So, and then the Arcology Project. This is what allows you to create the city planets, the Carusan style city planets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, the one I currently have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then Galactic Defender goes right there. There's all my Ascension perks. I have a path, I know what I want. Knowing what you want in the Ascension perk path is a very good idea. When you start the game, plan it. My recommendation is you figure out, always take Technological Ascendancy, because it gives you that plus 10% to research, and over, the hundreds of years of playing this game, that is a lot of research, and you will be behind. You want to get ahead research-wise. That's how you win the game, is through research, through technology. But yeah, you're going to want 2 of these are going to give you whatever ascendance path you want. If you want a biological ascendancy, you're going to want engineered evolution and evolutionary mastery. That's just, you're going to need these 2. If you want to become robots, the flesh is weak and synthetic evolution. It's necessary. For me, I want to go the brain waves, so it's going to be mind over matter and then transcendence. So that's 2. And these are all cool, but I'm then going to want to make my megastructures. 1, 2, 3, you know. And then you only have, so it's, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you only have, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You only have 8 of these things. So then you only have 2 to play with. And you got to think, what are you going to play with? Voidborn? If you're going to go with habitats, you're going to want Voidborn. Maybe you'll play your playing style, you'll have plenty of planets, you won't need habitats. Okay, that's fine, you don't need Voidborn. But then what are you going to take? Defender of the Galaxy is a real good one for that endgame crisis. Let me tell you. You know, maybe you'll take World Shaper so you can make Gaia worlds. That's a pretty good one as well. At the end of the game, you're going to want Gaia worlds, because especially if you do run amok and you allow all of these different races onto your planets, and you just have tons of races all over your planets. You're going to want World Shaper so that every single race can go onto every single world. It's just a good idea. So, yeah. Ascension perks.